Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here because I'm back with another Vegan Friday. And today we are going to talk about why am I eating vegan. I hope you stay tuned because there's also a Q&A at the end. So what is eating vegan exactly? Well, you don't eat any animal products. So no dairy, no meat, no fish. Those are kind of the things that you don't eat when you are vegan. A little disclaimer beforehand. I'm doing my best, but some things are still a little bit hard. I'm nowhere near perfect and I am not a nutritionist, but I did my research and it makes me so happy. So that is why I want to share it with you. For me, there are three main reasons. First of all, because of my cow's milk allergy. I discovered this in 2015. I got really bad stomach aches. I had diarrhea. I know a little bit TMI, but I hated that so much, like, the worst. I felt so bloated after eating dairy, but at the time I didn't know I had that allergy. I had really bad anxiety issues because of it, but that's another story for another video maybe. In the beginning it was quite hard because dairy is processed in a lot of foods. Like chips, some chips contain dairy, or canned soups. Well, it learned me a lot because I had to check my packaging now. And I figured out that a lot of products are not as healthy as I thought. I also noticed that eating pig's meat would get my skin crazy because my skin would get really inflamed, especially in the jawline area, on my back. Those really tough, like underneath the skin kind of zits, and it would hurt so bad, you guys. I can't explain it. And my body would just say, this is not good for me, you know, this is not good for my body. So I stopped eating pig's meat as well. Quitting dairy also helped a lot with my skin. I would have a lot of under the skin kind of bumps or zits on my face, on my shoulders and back. And it still isn't gone completely. I noticed that quitting eating eggs as well helps. But yeah, I would show you some pictures of how my skin looked last Christmas, because I ate all kinds of foods and you can see it right away back in my skin. My back looks horrible with all these like underneath the skin kind of bumps, and the texture of my skin really got better when I quit dairy. I also insert a picture of a few years back, and I am really happy how my skin looks right now. Of course I am wearing makeup right now, but it looks so much better. So quitting dairy and meat really helps my skin. Another thing is my health, and I never was a chubby or a really chubby kid, or I was never really overweight, but right before I noticed that I had a cow's milk allergy, I was at my heaviest. I think I was 72 kilos. Yeah, I was a little bit chubbier, especially in the face and around my legs and stomach area. Now I am like around 66 kilos. I think I lost around 5 or 6 kilos with just changing my diet. You can do a lot of sports, you can do a lot of weightlifting and cardio, but if you are not watching your diet, you won't see that result in your health and in your body. And I feel so much happier right now, so I am really grateful that I figured out this lifestyle. A lot of people are overweight because they eat a lot of dairy and a lot of meat. Health in general for people, it would really help to eat a plant-based diet, to prevent cancer and diabetes, for example. On to the touchy part of this subject is the environment. Eating vegan is so much better for the environment, for the animals, of course, because they don't die and they don't get like murdered in a brutal way. But it is also very important for nature. We are living in a time that it is really important to watch out what you do on this planet, really, because we are ruining it. We are ruining it. Why is it so bad to eat meat and dairy? To produce a piece of meat, there is a lot of going on before that piece of meat is on your plate. So first of all, a lot of land is used to grow crops and grains to feed the animal that you are eating. In Brazil alone, the equivalent of 5.6 million acres of land is used to grow soybeans for animals in Europe. It takes so much space, it takes a lot of water, like 2,000 liters or something, to create that piece of meat on your plate. It has to be transported by boat or anything else, and that is very bad for the environment as well. A plant-based diet requires 1/3 of the land that we use when we eat a meat and dairy diet. So with that said, we can use a lot of land to feed the hunger, feed the people that are really hungry. So those are kind of the reasons why I am eating more plant-based, I am eating more vegan, and let's head into your questions. On my Facebook page, I posted if any of you had some questions about eating vegan, and here they are. So the first one is from Melvin, and his question is, what other nutrients from meat besides protein do you need and what do you eat to substitute it? It is a big misunderstanding that you need to eat meat in order to get your protein. Animals like cows and pigs and chicken, they get their protein by eating plants. So if we are eating the animal, we are actually eating the protein that they got from the plants, if that makes sense. So we can just skip the animal part and eat the protein from the plants ourselves. There are a lot of foods that contain protein, like oats, for example. Oh, I love oats. Seeds, beans, chickpeas, and a lot of vegetables and fruit as well. Mushrooms, lentils, but also blueberries, and my favorite is banana. My favorite breakfast is this one. I will pop up a picture of my favorite breakfast. It is oatmeal with with fruit, and it keeps me really full, like for a few hours, and I don't have to eat every hour, you know. Another thing that people wonder about is calcium, because a vegan diet doesn't contain dairy. Well, you can eat a lot of foods that contain calcium, which are in plants. Like green leaf plants contain a lot of calcium, like arugula, spinach, what's it called? Seaweed? Seaweed? Yeah, seaweed. It contains a lot of calcium, or other green vegetables. When you are eating a plant-based diet though, you have to watch your B12, so your vitamin B12, because you can't get that from a plant-based diet. I use these vegan-friendly B12 supplements. I think they are really small. I'm used to eating or swallowing bigger pills, and this is really important for your brain, for your energy level, and some of the symptoms that you can get if you don't get enough vitamin B12 is that you are tired all the time, you are really forgetful, or really emotional. So you really need those vitamin B12. A question from Javier is, what kind of flavor enhancers do you use instead of chicken stock, for example? Well, you have vegetable stock. So I just used vegetable stock and it is vegan. But yeah, other flavor enhancers are, of course, spices. My favorites are paprika and other kind of fresh herbs like basil or coriander. Christian asks, is I gonna die or not? Well, Christian, I think you will die. I'm not a fortune teller, but I don't think that it will be a plant-based diet that will kill you. The last question is from Henrike. She asks, the hardest thing for me is baking. Can you still make perfect cakes, cookies, without butter, and most of all, without eggs? Making pancakes without eggs seems very difficult and I can't live without them. Well, yes, you can still make cake, cookies, and all of the bad sugary stuff, pastries that are not that healthy for you, but very good indeed. I know what you mean. Yeah, you can still eat those kind of foods. You just have to be more creative. Look on the internet, there are a lot of recipes. For example, my husband made this amazing Greek orange walnut kind of cake, and there is no egg, no dairy in there whatsoever. And it is very easy to make. It is so good. I have to make a recipe for it on my blog. If you didn't know, I make Vegan Friday recipes. So I will put the information in the box down below, but some of the examples are soups or salads, but also these vegan waffles that are really good. Not that healthy, but really good. So yeah, take a look on my website for those recipes. So that was it for this video. A lot of information, but I hope it helped you to think about what you are putting into your body, because your body is built up from what you eat. You are what you eat is kind of a true quote. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. If you have any more questions, leave them down below in the comments. And I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!